I mean, that's it. I mean, that's it. See this thumbnail here? In this video, I said I was excited for this movie because I just wanted to know how it all ended. I was curious as to see if they could pull it in and bring it home, stick the landing. And you fast forward 12 measly months and I'm heartbroken. That's it. I don't know what I expected. Let's do this. Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Before we go any further, this video is brought to you by Beautiful Halo. What's Beautiful Halo? Well, it's this pretty freaking cool, like, fashion outlet that's pretty much strictly online. And what they do is they make merch based on, like, memes, Star Wars, Marvel. Right now, Star Wars is a pretty big deal, so if you click my links in the description, you can get yourself some Star Wars swag for yourself or for some friends, for some loved ones. I mean, they're already having a pretty big end of year sale, and if you click my special link, you get even more off. You get a special code. You get to, like, you basically get to take the thing for free, you know? So if you know anybody, you haven't done all your Christmas shopping yet, and you know a Star Wars fan, this is the perfect thing to do. So go ahead, take care of it. Do it. On with the review, though. This isn't going to be the most organized of reviews on this channel, mostly because I'm trying to fight through my emotions to get through this video. And usually that's a good thing. I like when movies make me emotional, but not like this. I can tell you this much without spoiling it because, I mean, Disney spoiled it. From the very beginning, like from the first sentence of the title crawl of this movie, I was just like, all right, whatever. This isn't going to make any sense. First thing, Palpatine is somehow alive. He survived somehow. And, you know, if you ask me, from what I saw at the end of Return of the Jedi, he fell down a very tall reactor shaft. And then the Death Star blew up. I don't know how the Death Star or Palpatine are even in this movie. Like, to me, the Death Star got blown up pretty definitively, but whatever. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, the plot of this movie is such a mess. It's so unorganized. It's so... Ugh. It's like, oh, Palpatine's back, so he's doing this and that. And Kylo Ren, now that he's Supreme Leader of the First Order, which I thought he was third in command behind Snoke and Hux, he's doing that, and Hux is doing this, and Rey is doing that, Poe and Finn are doing that, Leia is doing this. The characters are just kind of going in directions, accomplishing their own goals. And it's funny, like, you know how every time Star Wars, like, has a major transition, it's like, wipe to, you know, show that you got from one scene to the next, one locale to the next. The movie's doing that left and right. It's so quickly moving, but it's not quickly moving in a way that's, like, engaging, and it's just like, yes, let's get to the next thing. You're just like, what just happened? There were so many times during this movie I sat there and I said, what the fuck just happened? Because I was so confused the whole time. There was stuff going on everywhere throughout the entire film that I didn't understand. And it's not that I didn't understand because this movie is on a different intellectual level. It's just like what I know about Star Wars and what I just saw do not add up. What I know about filmmaking and storytelling and what I just saw do not add up. Like, there's stuff that happens. Remember in The Last Jedi when Rey and Kylo Ren would have, like, forced Skype calls? That comes back in this movie, but it's like, it's taken to a degree that's a little egregious. And it stops seeming like force and starts seeming like magic. Not like, oh, I'm a wizard, Doctor Strange type magic, like Chris Angel, David Copperfield type magic. And it's kind of silly. I wanted to laugh at these moments, and I wasn't really supposed to, and that's not a good sign. That's not the only new force power in this movie. There's also, like, force possession, or, like, force continued mind control. I really don't know what it is. I've never seen it before, and it's very strange, but when you see it, you'll be a little confused as well. Also, Rey does some things that you've never seen before, and it's just like, did you become the Sage of the Six Paths in between movies? I think it might have become the Sage of Six Paths, because at the beginning of the movie, she's training, because she wants to train to defeat the First Order. I don't know. Whatever. But, like, it doesn't seem like she needs to. She's just so good. Like, there's this part where the heroes are just mowing through stormtroopers. And it's funny because Finn was a stormtrooper, and he just has no qualms with killing his own kind. Especially when you find out later in the movie, mild spoiler, later in the movie, that more than just him defected from the First Order. So it's like any of these people have the potential to just break free and do the same thing he's doing, but he's just snuffing that out. He doesn't think anything about this. He's just doing it. But they're taking out these stormtroopers with such efficiency, such ease, and it's just like, are these guys indestructible? And if all the characters are indestructible, why do I care? So I kind of checked out for a little bit. This movie's boring, dude. Like, this movie is a lot like A Wrinkle in Time. Like, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. And you just don't get time to adjust to what you just saw before you're looking at something new that's also going to take you a second to adjust to, and then you're just on to something new. You never have time to just be like, okay, I get it. Now I'm ready to move on. It's just, oh, we're halfway through the movie now. This movie's also like Fantastic Beasts Crimes of Grindelwald, where just a whole bunch of events take place. And it, pushes the story along, but like, nothing happens. Like, you're witnessing events go down. Like, you're seeing characters do things and go places and cause chain reactions, but nothing's happening. It's like that person that's always at the family gatherings that can talk for 25 minutes and not say anything, which I guess you could say about me. I've been talking this whole time and I haven't really said anything of substance because I don't want to spoil the movie, but I want to tell you how I feel. Another movie that this movie is like is Superman Returns. One of the biggest complaints that a lot of people have about Superman Returns is that it's too much of a fan of the old school Superman movies and it doesn't really do anything new. This movie, J.J. Abrams is too much of a fan of the original trilogy. This movie is the Return of the Jedi, but not nearly as interesting. I don't even like Return of the Jedi that much, but the story told in it serves a thematic purpose and is largely new stuff, except for the Death Star. But like, the things that go down in Return of the Jedi have impact, have meaning, have echoing effects. This movie is just trying to parrot and copy the same things that are in Return of the Jedi, but without earning the impact, earning the satisfaction that you would get from having, gone on this journey with all these characters. It's just like, it teleports you to the destination and skips over the journey. And not to say that these characters haven't had their journeys, but it's been so muddled by this lack of direction in this trilogy and this gross incompetence in Lucasfilm. And it's just, I don't care about these characters. I don't care about what happens to them. I don't care where they end up. On the topic of characters, this movie has too many. Like, Return of the Jedi had Luke, Han, Leia, Lando, 3PO, R2, Chewie, and then some, like, people that showed up throughout. I guess you can count Nien Nunb if you want to. This movie, Finn, Rey, Poe, R2, BB-8, C-3PO, some new droid they pick up, I think his name's like Dio. Kono Dioda. Some girl Poe used to know, some ex-stormtrooper girl that they meet on this planet. I can't remember what any of the new stuff is called. Like, it means so little to me that I can't hold on to the new information. But Leia, Nien Nunb, if you want to count him, Lando, you see him in the trailers. It's just like, and what it results in is a lot of characters just kind of standing around, just standing in places, not doing diddly. They're just like, I already got paid. But what really hurt me is that there were so many times where like a really cool spectacle would happen and I would almost forget that I'm watching plagiarism almost. And I would just be like, man, that's awesome. But then I'm like, no, that's what they want me to think. They want me to just get suckered in by these pretty colors, and I'm not gonna let that happen. No, I refuse. And then the entire third act is just noise. It's just noise. Nothing of value really happens the whole time. You're just watching stuff go down, and then more stuff keeps happening that doesn't make any sense, and you just get pulled out. It breaks the immersion. At least it did for me. Maybe you'll enjoy it more, but I was just sitting there like, if I leave now, I could beat traffic. That's honestly how I felt. I didn't sleep last night. My screening today was at 9 a.m. I did not sleep last night. I'm still have not slept. I've been up this whole time because I was dreading this movie and dreading this review. And now that we're here, it just doesn't feel worth it. It doesn't feel worth the last 4 years of my life. It doesn't feel worth my attachment to the franchise anymore. It just doesn't feel worth it. Like, if I weren't a fan of Star Wars as a kid, I certainly wouldn't think it's worth getting into now. And that's a shame, because Star Wars is a very magical thing. It's very meaningful and impactful to a lot of people. And there's just something that's missing from it now. And I don't know if it'll ever be back. But I mean, I guess through it all, it's over. It's over. And that's worth a rating. And I gotta say, this is the least memorable Star Wars movie I've ever seen, and if it weren't called Star Wars, you wouldn't remember it in like a couple days, maybe. But because it is called Star Wars, because it's the last one, we're stuck here. We'll always remember. But Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below and educate me. And as always, if you want more videos from me, click anywhere on the screen, and I will see you when I get back from my vacation.